I got money on my mind. I'm just trying to get some dough. I ain't picking up my line unless it's money on the phone.
So with your store, you figured out the formula, like, okay, this is how many people I need to get a sale. Like, did you, after figuring that out, like, what was your game plan, like, for somebody who trying to make a sale? Like, what was your, like, game plan? Like, how did you set it up? Like, okay, this is what I'm going to do to make these sales, like, with these channels.
Honestly, I really didn't have a plan. That's something I need to work on. I need to work on being a better planner. As an entrepreneur, you have to plan, like, and you have to plan for the unplanned. But I was really just trying stuff. I was like, I'm gonna just try to post 4 times a day, interact with at least maybe comment on at least 25 pages within my niche, and I'm gonna see what happens. And that was the result. I can consistently get, 30 people to my site if I post 3 to 4 times a day and get at least 25 comments on people's pages. So that's the formula. That's it. You just keep doing it and try to double it. It can be a lot, creating all the content and posting it. Even if you use a scheduling app, it can get overwhelming if you're doing it by yourself. But if you can outsource that, I would say definitely do it so they can double your numbers. So, just try to get it to like 60. And with those 60, you might get 2 or 3 people to buy something, but I was just trying random stuff and I just figured out what worked for me and just kept on doing it. That was it. I didn't plan it at all.
Through that process, were you kind of playing with the prices of your product? How did you know that you priced your product at a good price point?
I priced my product based on basically on one of the other brands that I used to shop with frequently. And I think the price point is good for where my watches are right now. So I just based it off that, and it worked. Every now and then I will run, like a $50 sale. I would get a lot of sales off on that. So of course people like the flash sales, but and also for the quality of the watch. I mean, because you can spend really whatever you want on a watch. So for mine to be priced lower and the value that I bring, I think that set mine apart. So like if you order a watch from me, I remove the links for you. So like as soon as you place the order, I'm gonna text you for your wrist measurements. Or if you don't have like a tape measure, I can really tell. Like if I look at a picture of your wrist, I know how many links I need to remove, or if I, have to remove any at all. So I think that type of value will make somebody want to order more. And it's like, oh, they only charging this. I'm definitely gonna order, and they're gonna come back, or they might order 2 or 3 watches at a time. Because I provide all that value, and I'm gonna get it to you in like 2 days. So yeah.
Key, provide value. Looking to serve.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't think any other watch company was doing that, removing the links. I was like, yeah, I know nobody doing this, so I'm gonna start doing it.
Differentiation for sure, yeah. Because I don't know nobody that. So like, do you let them send it back too, or like they're just like beforehand? You always just do it.
Yeah, beforehand. Yeah, so like if you order a watch from me, I'll see the order and I text you, thank you for supporting the business, and I ask you for a picture of your wrist or the measurements. Most people just do the picture, so I can tell by looking at your wrist whether or not I have to remove links or how many links I need to remove, and I just remove it and I send it to you the next day. Yeah, really but if somebody needs to send it back, they can. Thank you. Yeah, just YouTube, man. Like it's really easy. And I used to work at Macy's part-time, like in undergrad. So I used to work, they called it like the fashion jewelry section with all the watches. So they actually taught me how to remove links anyway. So I knew how to do it already. It's a little different dealing with wood watches, but it's kind of the same process. So it's super easy. It's not hard at all. Because I know a lot of people don't wear their watches for a long time because they don't feel like going to get the links removed. They don't know where to go. Like I used to go to the mall and get mine removed all the time for like $10, but I just bought the kit for $10, and now it's easy. But yeah, I wanted my customers to be able to put on their watch as soon as they get it. I didn't want them to have to wait to get the links removed.
Like you said, added value. I love it. I love it. So Maya, I do kind of want to hop into the other part of the things you were telling us before. Like before we got on, we were just talking. You told us that you just recently got into your first mobile home investment. Our brother Jared also,
Yeah.
he got his first mobile home flip going on.
Oh, cool.
First
Yeah.
off, congratulations.
Thank you.
We love to hear. We love to see new investments. So can we talk to the people about your journey with this? Like, how was the how was the journey of finding it? You know, all that.
Yeah. So the journey of finding it wasn't that hard. I do have a business partner. Shout out to Jonathan. So he actually found the home.
Mm-hmm.
And I went out and looked at it, and we decided to go ahead and get it. It was on a wholesale deal. But what got me into mobile home investing, I think I ended up following so many pages on Instagram. But anyway, I stumbled across Mobile Home Elite Investors, Byron and Sharnese. Shout out to them. So I stumbled across their page, and I just started following them and going to their free webinars on Wednesdays. And then I found, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and do it. I like the returns that they're seeing on their investments, and I grew up around real estate anyway. So I'm gonna just go for it. So I ended up meeting Jonathan through a professional network that one of my friends invited me to. He said he was into it too. So we talked for a few months, and then he was like, hey, what do you think about us, going in together on some deals? I was like, let's do it. So that was it. We've been business partners ever since. So we've really been going through hell on this first deal. We've had this home since July, and at first we were just gonna just sell it as is because we was getting a lot of inquiries on it. But we had so many deals to fall through on it because of a million reasons. So then we decided to fix it up. So we put new floors in, new paint, just fix some knickknack stuff in there. And it turns out the floors actually ended up bubbling because the subfloor was bad, which we kind of knew. But if we had replaced the subfloor, we would have been in the hole. We wouldn't have been able to get that money back. So we just had to do what we had to do. But anyway, we got somebody willing to just move into it because they're in a bad situation right now. So they just need somewhere to stay. So we'll be closing on that on Monday. So they're gonna do a rent to own. They should be done paying for it in like a year and a half. So excited about that. So finding a mobile home is easy, but we just made a lot of mistakes. Even though we went through the course, it's so different once you get out there and you start doing it. You get excited and you forget certain things. But I would say one thing where I messed up at, we should have had the home inspected before we bought it. That was the biggest mistake. If we would have done that, we probably would have passed on the home. Honestly, we would have got something else, especially for a first deal. I wouldn't recommend getting a fix up for a first deal unless you really got buyers in your back pocket ready to get it. But it was a learning experience. I know the next deal is going to be easier, but definitely been going through hell on this one. But I'm excited about getting better at it though.
Like, and then at the very end of it, like, even though it was hell and all that, you still ended up closing out on the deal. And, trying to work it out. So, like, what would it like? Do y'all gonna make y'all money back on it? What was like the purchase price, and what do y'all have to put it?
Yeah. So the purchase price was $5,000. We put about 13 total into it, so we got under contract for $20K. So we'll do pretty good on it. We just ready to be done with it because the park been making stuff difficult. So it's a lot of stuff, man. But you got to keep going. That's what entrepreneurship all about. You just gotta either it's gonna work or it's gonna work. So that's it.
I know with Jalen and I, we was trying to wholesaling prior to BWR really taking off.
Okay.
That we were doing this, and we actually had got a trailer under contract ourselves. But we was trying to, we had fell in the same situation as you with that. We ain't had no buyers, right? So we ended up being like pressed for. We like, man, they don't want that much money. We could just buy it ourselves. So like we were connected investors. We trying to find funding.
I'm on there too.
Go to connected investors. Don't mess with them. Man, we ended up like messing with this real.
Don't fuck with Donald Thompson. Don't fuck with him.
We ended up fucking with this real shady ass lender, and like they're sending us stuff over, and we ended up like we sent them some money, and then they was like, "Hey yo, okay, yeah, I just need you to send me this, and then we go start. And then after we sent it to them, they're like, I'm gonna need you to send me like what it was like. We was like 1,200 the first time, it was like 2,600 the next time, and then after that, they was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna need like
Then they
like
needed another
$2,000.
thing
Yeah,
to do the fucking underwriting. I was like, hell no, man,
What?
y'all playing
Nah,
now.
yeah,
they
Y'all,
like.
scamming now.
But like you said, that goes to just that not knowing. And
Mm-hmm.
a lot of times when we talk about entrepreneurship, we talk about like we like to interview a lot of experts and entrepreneurs and stuff like that in different.
Yeah.
But like that journey of it is still so true and it's so
Mm-hmm.
real in that like we none of us all have it figured out. Even the person that's like they are expert in their field, they don't have everything figured out. Like
Nope.
it's gonna be things that's gonna go wrong. It's gonna be things that's gonna go left. But like you said, it's all about keep going. It's either gonna work or it's gonna work.
Yep. Exactly. So you just got to be resilient, and I think as entrepreneurs we go through so many emotions, especially from a mental health aspect. Because I have days where I don't feel like doing nothing. I don't want to go to my 9 to 5. I don't want to go on my business page. Like I don't want to do none of that, but I still got to do it. And I think it's important to know when to take a break. Because I know like since 2020 started, I've been getting burnt out like every like 6 weeks. It's like clockwork. I get burnt out because I know I'm doing so much. So eventually, I know I'm gonna have to get really lean and just really master something and go all in on one thing. And I think I know what that's gonna be, but it's just too much, you know. Because a lot of us are in a position where we don't make enough money to really scale the business how we would really want. So you just got to make a choice, and you can always come back to it later. You know what I'm saying? It's not the end of the world if you have to end one venture to focus all in on another one that make more sense for the time being. So I guess I kind of been finding myself at a crossroads with everything, but it's cool. I get through it. But yeah,
Hey,
it's important to take those breaks.
and that's very important to speak to because a lot
Mm,
of people they'll say, go hard. I'm up 24/7. I'm doing this, but at the end of the day, like you're a human. You're not a
yeah.
machine. You have to
Hmm.
have those periods where you give yourself some time to relax and really clear your mind because you need that. Are you gonna run
Yeah.
yourself crazy?
Yeah, you will. And I've done it multiple times. It's like your body will tell you like you need to rest. You know what I'm
So how
saying?
do
So
you how do
yeah.
how do you kind of like refresh yourself? What do you do whenever you feel like, okay, this is too much for me? How do you know that? Like, what do you do as an entrepreneur to get yourself back into the groove, back to wanting to get it?
Hmm. Um, let's see. Okay, well to keep it PG. um
you don't have to. This is
Yeah, you can say whatever you want to.
not for kids.
um really what I do, I just relax. Like I'll probably stay in the house, and anybody that knows me, like I hate staying in the house. I get cabin fever. Which I really been getting a lot of lately because I'm working from home, so I'm at home all the time. So um I like to go to bars. So I go to some of my favorite bars around the downtown area, Birmingham. Um and just relax and just try to meet new people and just be normal. Like I might talk about my business a little bit, but not a lot. Just talk about regular, everyday stuff. Maybe something I see on social media that was funny. So I just kind of unplug like that. Or I'll just stay in the house and catch up on shows that I don't get to watch, like during the week. But that's pretty much it. That's how I unplug. So if I do that for like 3 days, so like a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'm usually refreshed when Monday comes back around. Yep.
I'm thinking about you said something in there, and it made me think about you said just being a normal person. It made me think about the current times and everything. Something I was talking about with Jalen the other day because we was
Yeah.
like this conversation about like really taking that step back, relaxing, opening, like
Hmm.
just giving yourself time to do other things. Like
Yeah.
with COVID, I feel like with social distance and all this shit, like all that craziness, it made a lot of people kind of fall back from a lot of the things we do normally. And like we
Hmm.
fall into that cycle of like really grinding even more, just being focused or locked in on like computer screens and and TVs and stuff like that. Like,
Yeah.
just getting outside and being
Mm-hmm.
like in the presence of outside is so crucial and necessary.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.